Before I start this video, I'd like to apologize for anyone expecting it to be remarkably informational. This is going to be a rant style video, which I don't do much, or if at all. I don't want to pat myself on the back too heavily, but it's probably going to be a good one. Save your comments for the end so you don't have to edit them and add on more complaints later. I would find it baffling if I didn't get some sort of flack off of this. Let's go ahead and kick this off, shall we? I get that it was cool in high school to be some sort of pessimistic, contrarian figure who shrouds themselves in negativity because apparently being happy or satisfied isn't cool. And I get that for the most part, if someone is satisfied, they don't go out of their way to mention something. But what in fresh hell is all this negativity on HELLDIVERS content? I would like to add, I don't mean mine. Every video I've put out, you guys are great. You're receptive, you're incredibly respectful, even the people that disagree. I could not ask for a better community. This is not about you guys specifically. What I'm talking about is all of the people I see in comment sections, whether it be other YouTube videos or social media, screaming bloody murder because there isn't a solid meta, or that a game that has been out for only a month as of the last few days has some sort of bug, despite having constant updates in efforts to both fix them and add new game content. I am not by any means saying this game is perfect in every regard. There are absolutely some problems that need to be tweaked, but the degree to which it's being played up is ridiculous. I genuinely cannot fathom when I see videos on social media or otherwise completely ripping on this game, and then the content is literally someone frothing at the mouth because they can't murder a bile titan with a pistol. I get that rage bait sells, but how disingenuous can some people really be? The fact that there is a sect of the community that thinks with whole heart and full-throated endorsement that one hyper-specific setup is the only possible way the game should be played is insane to me. Like, how do those people enjoy themselves doing anything at all? I don't even mean that rhetorically either. I'm genuinely curious if those people walk around as a coiled up ball of anger and irritability every single moment of their lives, like some kind of human ingrown hair, with no intention of ever attempting to gain some sort of insight as to why something may not be exactly the way they like it, and instead to stomp their feet and bitch yet again, as opposed to pausing and thinking about something more than themselves for longer than 18 seconds. Now the answer to this next question is very clearly yes, but I'm asking it anyways. Do they not for a single solitary moment realize if you play the game the exact same way every single time, it would become mind-numbingly stagnant and die within 3 months? It is a video game, not a fucking math problem. There is not one singular solution or one singular solitary way to play. And another thing. I've heard stories about people trying to play the game in simple difficulties and getting kicked out of squads because they aren't running the best stratagem setup possible. I understand, just as well as anybody else, sometimes you have to make space for a friend, sometimes you don't mesh well with someone else. That's different. However, to throw a capable person out in the cold simply because they aren't running what you believe to be the epitome of a loadout after you asked them for help, at the least, makes you a stingy prick. If they are on the same difficulty as you, that means they, one way or another, held their own through an entire operation and earned their right to play in that difficulty all the same as you did. To anyone who reaches out their hand and asks for help and then proceeds to swat people away and tell them they aren't good enough, to you, sir or madam, I say from the bottom of my heart, go fuck yourself. If you were really as high and mighty as you believe yourself to be, you wouldn't have needed the help to begin with. And another thing. For the love of God, it is a player versus environment game with 9 different difficulties. I have seen numerous people talking down to other players because they simply want to play on a lower difficulty. I understand poking fun at your friends. That's all well and good. Once again, that's not what I'm talking about here. I'm speaking about some folks blatantly disrespecting people they don't even know, who are playing their game that they bought with their own money. How much of a pretentious shitheel does someone have to be to do that? Honestly, for an individual to be so bold as to condescendingly tell a complete stranger that they are enjoying themselves incorrectly is not distasteful, it's disgusting. If you're doing that, do better. Do you want to know what the antithesis of fun is? It's being told what to do like you're a goddamn voice-activated home appliance. Do you want to know who has the best grasp on what is fun for you? It's you. And you want to know who has the best grasp on fun for them? It's them. So once again, as I said earlier, for anyone exercising such audacity as to claim somebody is having fun the wrong way or enjoying themselves incorrectly, and then demeaning them for it, go fuck yourself. And another thing, I guess it's touching on the point from the beginning, but there are people earnestly saying this game is both dead and broken. What a brain-dead take if I've ever heard one. This is the most popular game on the market right now, and it's not stopping anytime soon. Yeah, it's not without its faults, but neither is Call of Duty, and that's made by a multi-billion-dollar company which these same people defend constantly. What's even worse is these hate content farmers have entire legions of people agreeing, simply because negativity thrives in the online environment, which turns people off to this sort of game, which I really don't like. And it fosters an atmosphere of toxicity within the game on top of that. I don't know about you, but people dogpiling a perfectly fine game just because their echo chamber says so doesn't sit right with me. Once again, I apologize if this wasn't the informative content you're used to. I simply wanted to voice some grievances and show things are not remotely as bad as others would want you to believe. I also wanted anyone who may have been feeling down or disenfranchised because they had been mistreated for one reason or another to know that that kind of disrespect is not what the community represents. It is filled with genuinely great people that want to help one another improve and succeed. It is simply unfortunate circumstance every once in a while you may stumble upon someone with a stick up their ass. So, as this rant has seen itself grow to become rather unhinged and negative in its own right, I would like to end this on a positive note. When it comes to hell diving amongst all of the chaos, it is difficult to be positive. I fail to do it myself sometimes. But the best we can do is try. And when we try, we become better. This extends even out to the real world. Check in on that friend that's been doing questionably. Try to make someone laugh. Remind that forgetful person in your life to eat food or drink water, because we all have at least one of them. And don't forget to do that yourself as well, if you are that person. I'm not saying go become a firefighter or do something drastic and heroic. All I'm saying is do the little things that we can all do that don't take much time or effort out of our day. You can be the positive change you want to see in the world. That being said, I think I'm all out of gas for this rant. As always, thank you for spending some time with me, and I hope to see you on the next one. Have a good night.